What is going on, y'all? Carson back again today. Um, so let's get to it, y'all. Let's grade the offseason through 24 hours. Or I guess free agency through 24 hours. But regardless, y'all, it has been exciting. Like, obviously it started off a little bit slow, but we're into it now. We're seeing things. Things are getting broken. Teams are evolving. Teams are breaking. It's the beautifulness of the National Basketball Association. So, I got four teams here I want to talk about. And I'm gonna go in reverse order of who I think is winning the offseason. So we're going 4, 3, 2, 1. In fourth place, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. They signed Paul George to a 4-year max contract, along with re-signing some of the role guys and bringing in some other role players. Like they brought in Kelly Oubre, they brought in Eric Gordon, and I think there's another one that I saw. I don't remember. Andre Drummond. They brought in Andre Drummond. Um, and those are all good pieces. They don't move the needle for me. I still don't think from that they've reached the next level. They bring in Paul George though, and everybody knows the type of player Paul George is. One of the We see all these young guys now talking about he's like their goat. Like Paul George is their goat. Carmelo Anthony's their goat. Like that type of player. Like the big forward who's got the smooth handle, got the jump shot, they got everything. And it's a beautiful game to watch. Paul George is a beautiful game to watch. But I don't know if he's doing it for me. I don't know if Paul George is getting me over the hump for the Philadelphia 76ers. When he was with the Clippers, he was relying on his health and Kawhi Leonard's health. And neither one of them have good health history. Now, he's relying on his health and Joel Embiid's health, who might have a worse health history than himself. Have we ever seen Joel Embiid play a healthy season? I don't think so. I don't think it's happened. If this team stays healthy and they continue filling out the roster, my opinion on them might change. And I think that what they're doing is great. What they're like, I have them in my top four teams. By no means am I saying they're messing up or doing anything wrong. I'm just saying they were in my fourth place out of these teams I'm talking about today. Next, I want to talk about the Knicks. And as much as I want to put them at my number one, because I love what they did, I can't do it. We turned Bojan Bogdanovic and four of our own first round picks, and one first round pick that we traded for into Mikal Bridges. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. In today's league, those picks mean nothing to me. We can get them back whenever we want. Maybe not our own picks, but we can replenish our picks whenever we want, and we still have picks in every year. In most of the years that we traded away picks in, we still have multiple picks in those years. So I'm not freaking out about that. I think there are some overreactions so far to how that trade went down, but I'm not worried about it. And then people seem to forget the Knicks have Mitchell Robinson, who before he got hurt this past season was in Defensive Player of the Year talks. Defensive Player of the Year talks. At the end of the season, he was still like top 10 in offensive rebounds, and he didn't play most of the regular season. Like that's the type of guy that we still have on the Knicks team. He's been their starter for like 4 or 5 years. Mitchell Robinson is a dang good player, man. And all those guys that we saw starting in the playoffs, Deuce McBride started some, Dante DiVincenzo started like every game, Josh Hart, those guys are on our bench. I mean, the guys we just watched play 48 minutes in the playoffs, the guys that were winning playoff games, playoff series, I love it. So, even though everything they've done is great, they did one thing. One thing. They let Isaiah Hartenstein get away. And it hurts, man. It hurts. So, next, we're going to move on to the Thunder, where Isaiah Hartenstein went to. He left us, man. But I understand we couldn't offer him what they were able to. We were tight on. We were a little bit tight. We could only offer him about $16 million a year. This man got $29 million a year. He signed a 3-year, $87 million contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And whenever they lost to the Mavericks in the playoffs, everybody was talking about their biggest weakness is rebounding. They can't rebound as well as we thought they could. And rebounding is one of the most important aspects of a basketball game, and even more so in the playoffs where every possession matters that much more. And he's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Even just one of the best rebounders in the league. And along with that, he's gonna set amazing screens for his SGA. He's a versatile defender. He has a decent jump shot. He can shoot it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. And he's a great playmaker from the 5. He's kind of like he's almost like a Draymond Green, where he can catch up at the high post and take a dribble for a handoff, make the read off of it, and if it's not open, he's making the right read, making the right pass. Somebody's back cutting, he's hitting that. As a Knicks fan, I have seen him hit some nasty passes over these last couple seasons, man. Nasty passes. And I haven't mentioned this yet. They straight up traded Josh Giddey and got Alex Caruso in return. That's insane. I love it for the Thunder. That great value, getting one of the league's best defenders on your team and trading away a guy that it wasn't a part of your long-term plans. And Caruso has also developed extremely well as a jump shot shooter. Extremely well as a jump shooter. He shot the 3-ball the best he has his entire career this past season. And he's just going to have even more space than with the Thunder, which is great. And the team that I have winning the offseason right now, the Dallas Mavericks, man. Dallas Mavericks. And if you ask me, if you just look at their moves they've made one at a time, it's nothing special. It's nothing special. But when you take it all into the bigger picture and think about it a little bit, I think they're winning. I'm not a Mavericks fan by any means. All my friends back home are huge Mavericks fans. My favorite team in Texas is the Rockets, man. I don't care about the Mavericks, but hey, this is their player turnover. They're replacing Josh Green and turning him into Quentin Grimes. Tim Hardaway Jr. into Klay Thompson. Derrick Jones Jr. into Najee Marshall. So what do? They got better shooting. Every single one of those players that they gained is a better shooter than what they lost. And in doing that, they didn't have to give up defense. I don't know if they got better, but they didn't get worse. Quentin Grimes is a dang good defender, man. And I can say that I watched the guy play. Once again, he's a former Knick. What he did in the playoffs against the Miami Heat, he was hounding Jimmy Butler the entire series. Obviously, Klay Thompson's not him his prime self, but he still averaged 17 points per game on 40% from 3. If that's a bad player, I'll take the bad player. He's still a good player, and he's not the same defensively, but he's still a competent defender. He's definitely a better defender than Tim Hardaway Jr. And I know the Mavs really wanted to keep Derrick Jones Jr. He was such a big part of their run. He ended up going to the Clippers, but I think they signed Najee Marshall knowing that Derrick Jones Jr. was most likely going to be gone. And I think that's an upgrade. Najee Marshall is a better shooter. He might be a better defender. He's a dog, man. He's going to get after it. He's a bruiser on the wing. He's a bruiser on the wing. He's not gonna get bullied. He's not gonna let his teammates get bullied. He's gonna launch the 3-balls, man. I remember the first round of the playoffs when he was on the Pelicans playing against the Thunder, and I was watching it with my friends here, and one of my guys is like, "Bro, who's this Najee Marshall guy? Does he even play?" I go on a 5-minute rant talking about Najee Marshall, man. I don't know. It's the little things. Like he does the little things, and I love it. I love every bit of it. And that's all I got today. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. My Twitter, which I'm pretty active on, and my podcast are gonna be down in the description. And as always, join the conversation. Peace.